Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Integra. It has been a while. As you can see, I painted my rims gold. Not that big a deal, but my most recent modification that I actually just got done today are some DC sports headers. Now, this was probably one of the toughest things that I've ever done, and I almost broke a whole bunch of stuff. You can see all those scrapes and shit on the block, trying to get the old ones out and the new ones in. Actually, I fucked up the cap on this little sensor thing right here. I don't know what that's for, but honestly, this was not that hard to do. The hardest part was actually getting the headers out. Now the stock ones, let me show you the stock ones. The stock ones come in a two-piece that you could take apart if you needed to. So, yeah. So here you go. These are the old ones, and they're heavy as shit. So, you know, you get your screws for your heat shield, and you could have taken this apart in half and just slid one half out the top and the other half out the bottom. But I wasn't going to do that because these sports headers are a one piece. As you can see, there's no cut in half down there. So I had to finagle. I wanted to get the old one out in one piece so that I could figure out how to get the new one in one piece. And the biggest thing, if you want to do this, is to just take a little 8mm, unscrew that out. Oh Jesus, hot. And then you see that little bolt right there? There's a 10mm underneath that, and that's what holds this AC line. And then once you take that clamp off, this AC line can move farther in this way, and you're still going to have to muscle it. The best way I figured out is to bring it up with this side first. So kind of turn it this way almost, stick this side up, and grab this side after you take that off and that bolt off, and just like yank it up with all your fucking might. And especially with the fan shroud here, I mean, you're really gonna have to yank it. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure I broke the fan shroud. But yeah, it's a bitch to get on there. Someone did tell me that these bolts were going to be a T25 or T24 star bit, but they were not. So, you know, before you start these, just in case they are, just make sure you have a T25 and a T24 star bit. Soak these in PB Blaster. Soak all the bolts that you have to take off in PB, because that's just gonna make your life a hell of a lot easier. And let's see if we can get you to focus. Come on, there you go. Right, come on, where you at? Right there. You see that little hole? That hole was for one of the braces that go on the old header. And so you can either take that bolt out, or you could take the bolt that's actually in the header off. I just ended up taking both of them out because it was gonna make it a bitch to get the actual header out. So I just ended up taking the whole brace off. And then it's those, you see that thing kind of, okay, so let's see. So you got that bolt right there, and you got the other bolt on the other side. Now this flat piece right here coming off has two bolts on it, and so you got to take that off, you got to take that bolt off and the other one, and then your O2 sensor is right on top in between this plate and this plate, and the whole thing should just drop down. But again, like I said, I probably spent like 30 minutes just trying to get the headers out after they were all unbolted. So that is probably going to be your biggest issue. But other than that, this was not that hard. Getting, you know, obviously not having a lift kind of sucked, but you know, if you have a lift, obviously it's going to be a lot easier. But like I said, soak all your bolts in PB Blaster for at least like 5 to 10 minutes, and then go in there and take them out. Luckily for me, these were not rusted, and I didn't know the torque specs on these bolts. But I just kind of felt it out, and it worked out okay. You know, obviously start it up before you start driving, because I didn't tighten that top bolt enough, and this big plume of smoke just went like poosh and just came up out of there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be back with more, probably either an intake manifold or a catback. We're gonna see, you know, whatever comes first. But yeah, this is only the beginning. Sports headers, one day we'll see a turbo in here. I'm not going to turbo this motor. I'm going to do a GSR swap. This is not the GSR, this is the LS. So if you have an LS and you want to do this, then more power to you. But yeah, I'm doing a GSR swap at some point. But all right, I've been rambling on. I don't want to ramble anymore. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video of whatever the hell we do to this car. So all right, I'm out. Peace.